While many conversations about weight focus on what and how much we eat, another key dimension is often ignored: when we eat. The timing of food intake, especially the habit of eating large or frequent meals late at night, can have profound effects on metabolism, weight regulation, and long-term health, even when total calorie consumption remains relatively stable. Mounting evidence shows that eating in misalignment with the body's natural circadian rhythms can impair glucose tolerance, disrupt fat-burning processes, and increase the likelihood of obesity over time. In short, the clock matters more than we used to think. Human biology is governed by a circadian rhythm, a roughly 24-hour cycle that regulates countless physiological processes, including sleep, hormone release, body temperature, and metabolism. Our digestive and metabolic systems are not designed to be active and efficient around the clock. Instead, they operate optimally during the day, when we're naturally active, and begin to slow down in the evening as we prepare for rest. Eating late at night, particularly high-calorie, high-fat, or high-carb meals, works directly against this biological programming. One of the most immediate effects of late-night eating is reduced insulin sensitivity. Insulin, the hormone that helps cells absorb glucose from the bloodstream, is most effective in the morning and progressively declines as the day goes on. This means that a meal consumed late at night will result in a higher and more prolonged blood sugar spike than the same meal eaten earlier in the day. Over time, this pattern increases the risk of insulin resistance, a key precursor to type 2 diabetes and weight gain, even in individuals who are not overeating overall. Late-night meals can also interfere with fat metabolism. When we eat close to bedtime, the body is forced to prioritize digestion rather than cellular repair and fat oxidation, which are normally dominant at night. Instead of using stored fat for energy during sleep, the body is dealing with incoming nutrients. This blunting of overnight fat burning gradually shifts the energy balance toward fat storage, contributing to creeping weight gain over months and years, even if calorie counts remain controlled. Sleep quality is another casualty of late-night eating, and poor sleep itself is a well-documented risk factor for obesity. Eating too close to bedtime can disrupt melatonin production and reduce deep, restorative sleep. Some people experience indigestion, reflux, or elevated body temperature from late meals, making sleep fragmented or less restful. When sleep is impaired, the next day's hunger hormones, especially ghrelin, which increases appetite, and leptin, which suppresses it, are thrown out of balance. This creates a vicious cycle where poor sleep leads to increased hunger, particularly for sugary or fatty foods, which leads to more late-night eating and even worse sleep. There's also a behavioral warning. Late-night eating is often disconnected from hunger. These meals tend to be driven by habit, stress, boredom, or emotional exhaustion rather than true physical need. After a long day, people may turn to food as a way to wind down, regulate mood, or reward themselves, especially if they restricted calories earlier. This emotional attachment to food at night makes it easier to overconsume without realizing it, especially in front of screens or under low light where appetite control diminishes. The social and environmental structure of modern life also makes it easy to fall into the trap of late eating. Long work hours, commutes, evening obligations, and screen-based distractions often push dinner well past the body's metabolic ideal. Shift workers, who must eat during biologically inappropriate hours, face even steeper challenges. Research shows they have a significantly higher risk of obesity and metabolic syndrome, even with similar calorie intake as daytime workers. But there's also good news. Adjusting food timing doesn't require perfection or extreme fasting regimens to see benefits. Even small shifts, like finishing your last meal 2 to 3 hours before bed, or front-loading more of your calories earlier in the day, can significantly improve metabolic markers. Studies show that people who eat the majority of their calories in the morning or early afternoon experience greater weight loss, improved insulin sensitivity, and better appetite control, compared to those who eat the same number of calories late in the day. This doesn't mean that eating late at night is always catastrophic, but it does underscore that food timing matters. It's not just about total calories or macronutrients. The body responds differently to food depending on the time of day it's consumed. And this is one of the most overlooked explanations for why people may struggle with weight despite eating clean or staying within their calorie goals. Ultimately, weight management isn't a simple math equation of calories in versus calories out. It's a complex physiological process shaped by rhythm, biology, behavior, and context. Eating in harmony with the body's natural clock isn't a fad. It's a return to a pattern that humans evolved with: food during the day, rest, and repair at night. If we continue to ignore the timing of our meals, we risk working against our own biology, a quiet but powerful force in the development of obesity and chronic metabolic disease.